You know what type of individuals are energy vampires? Psychopaths, narcissists, in some cases borderlines. Welcome back to the show, my friendly friends. My name is Kira, and this is Psychopath Exposure. Have you ever heard the term energy vampires? I certainly have, because it sounds cool. But an energy vampire, it's an individual that pretty much sucks your energy. Instead of blood, they suck your energy. Now, how do they do this? Just engaging in conversation is enough. Just talking to them on a regular basis and listening to the shit they say, the way they say it, the intent behind their words, the uncanniness in the tone of their sound that they make. This is a cooler word for that, and I blanked out. There's something uncanny with their cadence. There's something there that just doesn't feel right. And it drives you crazy as you're engaging with them, and you don't even realize you're being drained. At the end of a conversation with an energy vampire, you feel like if you've ran a marathon and you're completely exhausted, and it could be 9 o'clock in the morning and your energy levels are already shot for the day. How many of you guys drive to work in the morning and you're on the phone with an energy vampire, and by the time you get to work, you're all fucked up and all stressed out, splitting headache, all sorts of anxiety, all sorts of worrying? Yeah, you just might be dealing with an energy vampire. You know who's an energy vampire? You know what type of individuals are energy vampires? Psychopaths, narcissists, in some cases borderlines. You just realize you're worse off after being with them than before. I remember spending a weekend just having a great time with family and friends, doing really cool shit, and I had a date with an energy vampire. And the moment I was driving back to go pick her up, everything started going wrong. Just talking to her, I already felt uneasy. And I even called it out. I was like, it's amazing how good everything is, and in the moment I'm about to get entangled with you again, everything turns to shit. It's an energy vampire. It's terrible. You have to be able to recognize these people so that you don't spend, obviously, your energy, but you don't spend time, or you don't waste time actually engaging in conversation with someone that's not adding any value to your life. They're just taking. And then, oh, Kira, so you mean that if someone just doesn't have positive things to add to your life, you're just gonna ignore them? And that's not what I said. You obviously have friends, and you want to be there for your friends, and you want to be there in support when they're going through something, and offer them feedback, and sometimes just a listening ear. They need someone to listen, right? That's different. But when that becomes excessive, when it's an everyday thing, when everything that comes out of their mouth is a complaint, everything is a complaint, everything is negative, and you find yourself arguing and defending your position, and defending the things that you like, and defending your opinions, and defending your hopes and dreams and goals, that just might be an energy vampire. Now, for those that are entangled with a psychopath or a narcissist, and you got an energy vampire for free. It came with the package. That's part of the deal that came when you decided to go steady with this person. And it sucks. It's another reason why you should get out, right? I wanted to read a comment from Indigo Roses. I think I've read one of your comments before, Indigo. So good for you that you got picked out of a hat a second time, or maybe a third time. So she says, about a year or two into my relationship with my narcissist ex, we were fighting one night. Of course. This was before I knew what a narcissist was. This was before I really knew much of anything about cluster B personality disorders and NPD. How many people here can count how many arguments they had a week with a narcissist that was in their life? I think my ex and I could go 2 to 3 days without a huge fight, sometimes, but it was just constant. Got worse over time. I told him this particular night, you know what you are? You're a soul and energy vampire. You chew me up and spit me out on a regular basis. How ironic that years later I get educated on NPD and leave. I cannot even count how many times I've heard the term energy vampire from others that went through similar things, or worse than what I have. They are eaters of souls. They are unapologetic takers, thieves of joy, time, and your own sense of self and self-worth. And to me, it makes it the worst because most of these people do and will get worse over time, and they will never get help or rehabilitate themselves mentally and emotionally because most do not have the tools to make that possible. No accountability, remorse, or self-reflection. That's right. They're never going to get better because, as the studies show, there's no cure for narcissist personality disorder. You can't cure a psychopath. It's not going to happen. Not in this lifetime. Maybe in another lifetime, but not this one. You can't fix it. Guess what? You didn't cause it either. And you can't control it. You need to get the hell out of there. But there is no accountability with these people. And the fights are constant and they drag on. The longer you're with a psychopath narcissist, the worse those fights are. At the beginning, when I got entangled with my psychopath ex, we would never fight. The first 3 months was bliss. I remember telling everybody, oh my God, we don't fight. Can you believe that? Like we just don't fight. Like everything just flows. And if we disagree on something, we just talk it out, but there's no emotions rising and there's no tension. Well, you know what? I remember there was tension. After those 3 months started, as that moved on, I just started noticing. I was like, hey, she makes all these promises, but she doesn't keep them. That's how she keeps the peace. But then time would pass by and we were still having the same issues. So I was like, wait a minute, we talked about this before. We didn't fight about it. We had a discussion about it and she was going to, take care of the situation or fix it or whatever it was, whatever thing it was. But she never would. It was just a dangling carrot. So since we wouldn't be fighting, I was like, oh, cool, everything's great. Yeah, but until I started noticing, hey, wait a second. This is starting to add up. This is starting to add up. This is not changing. Why am I having the same conversation over and over again? And it was around that time when I realized, oh, wait a second. This person's a firecracker. This person's going to blow up on me. I could just tell until the first instant when it finally happened. The first instance when it finally happens, it was an atomic bomb. And I didn't see it coming. It's like, whoa. It's no surprise that towards the end of that toxic relationship, the fights were constant and they were every day. We went from never fighting. We went from never fighting to fighting all the time. And of course, her storming out to go into the arms of the other sucker that had no idea who I was or what was going on. And he was just being groomed. That's what happens when you're dealing with a narcissist. That's the pattern, right? When that starts happening, they got somebody else. And boy, was she an energy vampire. Oh boy. Just picking her up, already my mood would crash because her mood was shit all the time. It was always shit. And I was vibing so high, and I would pick her up with all this good vibes and energy and excitement. And she just had negative shit to say about her parents and about her job and this and this and the other. And I'll be driving to my house. It's like, yeah, man, every Friday when I pick you up, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing you for the weekend. And you always got some dark shit going on. Like, man, it would take like hours before she would be calmed, you know, before I could calm her down. I always feel drained. And of course, talking to her, see, she wasn't the type she wasn't very aggressive. She was a very submissive woman. But the word salad, oh man, that word salad. At the end of those 2 hours, I was just vegetable, just gone, just done. What were we even talking about? What were we even fighting about? I didn't even know. I need to go to bed. I was just done. Completely drained. Just drained. Energy vampire. The moment she would leave, that's it. The moment I would drop her off and I would go to work and that's it. It's like, I'm not going to see her for a few days. It was better. Made no sense to me. Why was I so happy? Things were getting better. As the days would go by and it was almost time, I was like, oh shit, the weekend's almost here. My anxiety would creep up. Obviously, I know why. I know that now, just like you guys know that now. But at the beginning, you have no clue. So you stick around. You double down. But that's the pattern. And again, you become conditioned. You know there's impending doom coming. You know the moment we get together, there's going to be a fight. So you're already anticipating a fight. So you're already on the defense. You're already in fight or flight mode. Your cortisol through the roof. You're already in a bad headspace. And this is supposed to be your loving romantic partner? Give me a fucking break. Who the fuck signed up for that shit? Not me. So thanks for sending that in. Yeah, it's ironic how later you understand this shit and you're able to tie the pieces together and connect the dots. That's how it is. That's how it is. But you can't go back now and fix the past. You can't go back and dwell on it either because it's just going to take you back there. You don't want to go back there. You already lived that. You already experienced that. You've turned the page. Move on. You know how people tell you to move on, those who don't understand. But you know what? There is some truth in that. Move on. Because if you stay stuck in the past, ruminating about this shit, when you already have your answers, what are you doing? What are you looking for that you haven't already found? Closure? Good luck with that. Closure doesn't even exist. You got to make your own closure. So that's all I got for today, but I appreciate the long, detailed story that you shared. You know, when you got energy vampires, whether it's your narcissistic partner, whether it's a coworker, whether it's friends, whoever it is, they're just going to leave you high and dry. You're going to feel drained. You got to get rid of people like that. You got to start cutting off people like that. Cut people like that off of your life. They don't bring you any value, and they just bring you down. And you notice the moment they're gone and you recuperate your energy, you feel better, right? And then when they're around, you feel horrible, right? So who's the problem? See, in this case, it's not you. In this case, it's the energy vampire, right? But if you keep choosing to have people like this in your life, now it's you. Now it's you. So that means you have the power of choice. So make a better choice. Things change. That's the beauty of it, right? You try something, it doesn't work. Okay, we'll try something else, that doesn't work. Try something else, that doesn't work. Try something else. Wait a minute, I'm onto something here. But if you keep making the same choice, and the machine's just spitting out garbage, and you must like garbage. And if that's the case, then so be it. Your choice. 7.5 billion people in the world. You know, some people enjoy garbage. Some people like to eat shit sandwiches, and they do. And they will tell you, no, I do not fucking want a grilled cheese. Fuck you and your grilled cheese. Give me my shit sandwich. It smells horrible, and that's just the way I like it. I gotta go, guys. Thanks for watching to the very end. If you liked the video, drop a like. If you didn't, tell me to fuck off and just hit a thumbs down. But I love you anyway. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Leave a comment below. I will make some more videos if I like what you have to say. And that's it. So have a good afternoon, evening, or morning, and I will see you next time. This is Psychopath Exposure, and my name is Kita, and I got nothing else to say. Peace out.